So, to end off this podcast, I am going to review One Night in Miami. It's a movie that literally just came out recently, a couple weeks back on Amazon Prime. I actually went to see it last year, but it wasn't showing in any theater near me, so I had to wait to this year, which I ended up finding this movie great. It's a kind of like a fictional conversation between Malcolm X, Cassius Clay, as a better known as Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, as well as Sam Cooke. And I say fictional because no one actually knows the conversation, what the contents of the conversation that happened between these four guys on this particular night in Miami after, the Muhammad Ali fight. And so it was this movie is a movie that I cannot recommend any more than I have. It is a great movie. Um Muhammad Ali, the guy who plays Muhammad Ali, does an amazing job. He killed it. And I just love him. The guy who played Malcolm X, and I'm sorry I didn't write down the names or whatever. The guy who played Malcolm X did an amazing job. Everybody did an amazing job. Like in this movie, like all the characters were engaging. Everybody had their own kind of personality brought to the conversation, and it starts off very entertaining. With the clashes with the Cassius Clay fight, and how he goes about it and how he's just talking shit. It's extremely entertaining. Like it'll grip you from like that first scene. And just the boxing elements were actually nicely done. Like they didn't Regina King knew how to shoot this, and the fighting box scenes were done actually pretty damn good. I liked it. It wasn't like one of them things where like, oh, everything is good, but the fighting scenes was just like, ugh. Nah, everything was done beautifully, and it has some really good humor. Like I said, Muhammad Ali is one of the highlights. Basically, I guess you could say he is the comedic relief, the comic relief of this film. And it evens out from just the seriousness to the playfulness. Like it all evens out. I don't know if that cut out. I told you I'm having technical difficulties, so hopefully all of this is recorded and I don't have to re-record this long ass podcast again. But yeah, like the humor and the seriousness balance out, and I really did like that. Phenomenal acting all across the board. Like I said, everybody did an amazing job. Uh, and I don't know what I was writing with this, like within my notes, but along with the acting, there was incredible chemistry between all four of the characters. All the actors did great, just bouncing off of each other with everything that was going on. Great writing. It was powerful, engaging, and especially when the conversations go from playful to just like playful and friendly to intense and just kind of hostile. Like it, just the way it does and how it kind of goes to that. But a lot of the stuff that they were talking about, it keeps you engaged. It's not one of the things where you're like, oh my god, they're talking too much. They're talking about some stuff that can be put to today. They're talking about just the responsibilities of being black and successful and what that means with like just being an influence to other black people and doing what I guess what you're supposed to do, and kind of making like society better, and like having a voice out there, just like a lot of people nowadays have voices. Like a lot of people would say like, oh yeah, I probably might need to use my platform to state the seriousness of everything that's been going on in society and all that stuff. And with rappers, actors, and everything else, it does basically relates to a lot of stuff today, and it is relevant with a lot of stuff today and with a lot of people that have that success. And I did like that. I really did like that. And the conversations, it just it grips you. I seen the movie twice. I might end up watching it again. Like really love this movie. It's like Regina King knocked it out the ballpark with this. Like she did an amazing job. It is well acted. Like well acted, well directed. She did an amazing job, and this movie is just really powerful. Like this is one of those movies where it stays on your mind weeks after you see it. You can't help but to recommend it. You can't help but to think about what has been said in this movie. It resonates with you, you know. And with me being black, I feel like any black person that watches this is going to get something out of it. Maybe, you know, a thought provoking conversation or something of that nature. But it is crazy good. And I feel like if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Like this movie is worth seeing. I wish I could have seen it in theaters, but I'm just glad that I saw it because it is fucking phenomenal. And I mean, it's no real big higher praise that I can give. But now I realize why I wrote the N word in the thing. So I don't say the N word. There's a whole big story behind it, but I don't say the N word. That's why if you listen to all my podcasts, you don't ever hear me say it. I stopped saying it like years back. And the reason why I wrote it down because they say it a lot in the movie. It sticks out to me. It's not a negative, but it sticks out. So if you if it bothers you, just know, be prepared. You're gonna hear the N word a lot. But as far as it goes, I can't recommend it anymore. My rating, I don't give. I used to give all different type of ratings. I just say I like more of a recommendation. I give it a thumbs up, two thumbs up, however you want to put it. It's good. Definitely check it out. That's the highest recommendation I could give. I mean, I could say two thumbs up or whatever. But definitely watch it. It's incredible. I love the film. I really did. I made up watching it a third, maybe even a fourth time. Like it's fucking crazy. It really is. And